Welcome to the Two Wealth Show, a show that shares how you can create real wealth for you and your family. I'm one of your hosts, Justin Bogard, and my co-host is Elizabeth Sickles, aka Super E. I am a real estate note investor, specializing in performing residential real estate debt. I find the deals, acquire them for my own portfolio, as well as educate investors while walking them through the process of owning a real estate note. My co-host Super E, a real estate investor, specializing in short-term rentals and the management of them. She connects investors with short-term tenants and manages everything in between. Our show is sponsored by BrightPath Notes and Elizabeth Mayora. You can find out more information by visiting our websites at brightpathnotes.com and elizabethmayora.com. Hey everybody, this is Justin Bogard from BrightPath Notes, and I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas very soon for episode number 23. And this is my co-host,
Elizabeth with Elizabeth Mayora. Merry Christmas.
That's right. Right around the corner.
Woo-hoo.
Not too much further away. Are you going to get coal or are you going to get presents? I don't know. You've been naughty, have you been nice? I don't know. Only
Is that a rhetorical question?
Only Santa knows.
Right. This is true. So what are your big Christmas plans?
Well, Christmas has been slightly put on pause for some of the normal activity that we do. So my dad's side of the family has a very large family. He's one of 10 kids.
Okay.
So not all the kids live in state of Indiana where I live, and you live as well. So there's probably like 4 or 5 of his brothers and sisters that actually live in Indiana. We would usually get together on Christmas Day, but because the family's so big and we're so spread out over different parts of Indiana, we felt it's best not to get together just for the risk of, as you know, those of you that don't know, in Indiana, our risk is very high with the coronavirus right now. So just to keep things kind of at a distance, we're putting a pause on that part of it and just doing the smaller Christmas stuff, like with, my parents and stuff. And then maybe, my mom's side of the family is a little bit smaller, so there's only just a couple people there. So that's kind of what we'll do for Christmas Eve and Christmas. How about you?
I'll be with my family. So we typically have Christmas a little bit early. So It's usually the week before or so. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Nice. So Elizabeth, what do we have in store for today?
So we thought we would do the 12 Debacles of Christmas. So we're going to highlight some of the not so fun things this year in our businesses, just as a little present for you all. So whether you're self-employed or you're not, just some excuse me, just some fun things that we've gone through this year that now looking back, we can. Well, they still might not be fun things, but we've learned from them.
Right.
So it's never a dull moment in real estate.
Never, ever a dull moment. That's right. So it's a play on the 12 days of Christmas plus the 12 debacles of real estate, right?
That's right.
All right. This should be kind of interesting. So how you want to do this? You want to go back and forth? You want to start?
Sure.
You want me to start? What do you want to do?
I'll go first. So I'll start off with, so I started cleaning business this year in July, and the first time we just brought up a new property the very first weekend, and our guests had a party that was beyond all parties. They broke the $2,500 couch, like it was kind of in pieces in a way. And what should have taken us 5.5 hours to clean. So I was on the cleaning crew that day. It took us 13 hours to clean. So
holy cow. How many people was that?
It ended up being 3 or 4 of us total cleaning, but it was a total of 13 man hours of cleaning. That's how it was disgusting.
Oh, wow. So this was like what you saw. One of those movies I'm thinking of in my mind was like where the kids' parents are out of town and he ends up throwing a high school party. Then the whole community comes over and there's like a car in the pool and just people everywhere and the explosions. It was like that.
No explosions,
Oh.
thank God. Uh, yeah, it was not fun.
Oh, wow. That is a debacle. I can see you having more debacles like that than I do with what I do every day. Well, let's see. So I'm next. So let's see. One of the debacles this year, more like egg on your face, I guess, if you will. So those of you that kind of run a business or are in marketing and stuff, you understand that in order to keep your marketing predictable of what your turnout's going to be for certain events going in the future, you kind of got to be consistent, right? And so when you get lazy and you aren't consistent with your marketing, which is like, sending out email blasts and notifications to social media, and you wait too long, you don't have that many people show up to your event, Elizabeth. So one of my debacles this year was not high attendance to one of my events because of a lack of follow through, right? So that is a lesson learned very quickly.
Which is very easy to happen.
Yeah, you can get distracted pretty easily, but no excuses. That's all on me. Egg on my face. Eggnog on my face.
So kind of I'm looking this way because my phone is over there, but the thing that you can do so that you don't do that again is setting the reminders, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. So I guess I'm good with I'm going with number 3. So we had these are pretty much all going to be guest things because I have a lot of fun guest stories. I had a guest that when they checked in, they said how great the house was. And then they ended up seeing a mouse, which can happen. This was we have all really nice properties. But at any rate, we don't want mice, and those are unwelcome guests. So it ended up, she got very, very nasty with us, and then used extortion and said, if you don't give us a refund, we're going to give you a bad review.
Oh.
Which is great because the platform that we were on, they do not tolerate extortion whatsoever. But the other part of this was we gave them a complimentary late checkout because there was a mouse. But then they weren't leaving the house because they said, not until you give us a refund also are we going to leave. And I was like, oh, you're not staying in my house for free. Right. So, sometimes you just have to be a little bit of a heifer. So they left. Wow. So that's debacle number 3.
Right. Let's keep it going. Spirit of Christmas. Maybe we should have had the 12 non-debacles, make it more festive. But this is kind of fun. You guys don't get to hear the bad and the ugly part of the business. You hear the good mostly, right? But in all investing, really, there is good and bad and ugly.
That's right.
Speaking of good, bad, and ugly, so number 4, I guess for me, will be when you are raising money and you are in the business of real estate, you're always looking for money, right, to help people, fund deals or help put transactions together. And one of the things we do in real estate, Elizabeth, as you very well know, is your due diligence, right, on a property or on a note. Well, how many of us actually do due diligence on an investor, right? So we had it happens every once in a while where we get an investor that kind of seems like they're serious, but you don't really vet who they are or what kind of situation they have, and they talk a big game, but they really don't have the money. And so it's happened to me to where somebody had kind of put me down a rabbit trail of just constantly doing all this extra legwork with them and finding deals and stuff when they actually really didn't have any money. And so because I didn't follow through and look up like if they had a legitimate company and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't have spent my wheels, chasing around deals and putting stuff together for them as well. So I kind of learned my lesson on doing your due diligence on your investor.
Let's see, that was number 4. So actually, number 5, I will just echo that. Normally I charge whenever I go and look at a property and then I do a short-term rental analysis. I ended up not charging these people because there's an opportunity to also not only manage a property for them here in Indianapolis, but also they had out-of-state properties west of here. I'll just say that. Met with him a couple times, went and looked at their property here, gave them full estimates, everything, and then and they said, okay, well, you know what, we're just going to do traditional rental on this property after all. Well, it turned out they hired somebody else, and the other people did the interior design, which we do, and the staging and everything, and we had done a lot of work on this. So yes, that would be my debacle as well. Lesson learned, trying to be nice.
Trying to be nice. You try to be the nice guy, give some free advice, some free stuff. You want it to come back to you. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. I would say probably within the last 4 or 5 months, it sticks out in my mind where we've had a borrower for one of our loans, and they had reached out directly. I'm not even sure how they got directly to me, but somehow they were able to research, at least to get a phone number to me. And they said, hey, this is Mrs. Such and such, at such and such address, and I'm looking to sell my home, and my real estate agent told me to contact you so that you could basically close this deal. I'm like, what? you're talking to the bank here. And so they really didn't understand what was going on. So instead of me pushing it off to my loan servicer, I'm trying to solve a problem here. And so then I end up dragging this conversation on and having a couple of conversations. Instead, at the end of the day, I just said, okay, I'm not getting anywhere with this lady. You need to get with my loan servicer. And I give them such and such information. Follow up with my loan servicer. They reached out. They had some conversations. And then they said that they have their house under contract to sell. And then 30 days goes by, and I noticed there haven't been a payment made. And then another 30 days go by, I noticed payment has been made. And I'm like, okay, what's going on now? And so I have my loan servicer try and contact them, and I actually try to contact them as well, and they have gone dark. So in the midst of, maybe I have hedged them to not want to worry about making a payment because they're frustrated with me because I'm not a loan servicer and I work with them. But anyway, long story short, or long story long, actually, they may or may not be making a payment. So these things happen in the business. Like I said, it all looks great on paper, and every now and then you get some weird situation. This year, this was my weird situation. I thought I was going to get paid off, and it ends up being I've been ghosted so far.
Ooh, it is not a good thing to be ghosted.
No.
So that's number 6, right?
That was I'm even, so that was my number 4, right? That was my third one. That was my third one. That's my 6. Yep.
Okay. So
number. Writing this stuff down. You can tell we're doing this off the cuff here.
This is totally off the cuff. Yes. My number 7. So with everything going on this year, we actually. So I did have a set what we're supposed to do with toilet paper. So we're supposed to leave 2 toilet papers out, and 2 extra rolls in every bathroom. And one of our guests stole all of our bathroom tissue. So
was this during the pandemic?
Yes. Okay. This was kind of at the beginning when things were really crazy. Yes. So I will say we lock all of our supplies, and that's why everything else is locked up, but we do have to leave out extra toilet paper because we never know if a guest is going to be there for a weekend or for a month. But yeah, so people will steal toilet paper.
Unbelievable. Who would have thunk? 2020 has brought toilet paper thieves to our world.
That's right.
Okay, let's see. So that was 7. So this
7.
Is 8. I'm trying to keep it within the past year. So off the cuff is a little difficult now. Let's see. Stuff that's been brought up to me. Doing your taxes. That's a good one. So this guy here has been procrastinating too long. And so I had to wait till the very last second to file my taxes. And boy, were people not happy with me. So,
Your 2019 taxes?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the the laws had allowed us to not have to file at certain times and pushed it to whatever it was, October or September. I don't even
September.
remember now. But for the business taxes, that is,
Hmm.
well, I'm sorry, business taxes were filed in September, I believe, and personal taxes, I think it was the personal taxes I was kind of behind on. And so people were not happy with me the day of filing when I had a lot more questions and I should have been much more prepared. So, um, yeah, so that's the backlash that I got for waiting to the probably the 13th hour instead of the 11th hour to get things going to finish that. So, um, lesson learned there. Definitely be more prepared with your taxes.
And I will say, I had a strategy session with my CPA. Do not wait until November to have a strategy session. You should be having a session every quarter at least
Yeah.
with your CPA. So, yeah, so just a little extra present for you on that one.
That's
Because
seven and a half,
yeah, exactly.
or sorry, 8.5. I'm evens.
So, so this is another fun guest one. I was actually on call during this time. During part of the time, we had a guest that was staying with us who, in every message, we're going to call her Paula. So Paula would put in every message, "I'm 83." I can't tell you how many times I read that. I don't know what that had to do with anything. And what was so interesting was when she finally checked out and complained about anything and everything in the house. I can't even tell you how many messages we got from her. So it ended up whenever she checked out, I had one of my teammates was going there to do a couple of things before cleaning got there. And she walks out with a cat that wasn't disclosed. So my teammate is taking pictures of this guest with a cat. The guest sees her taking picture, sends a message immediately saying, "Oh, this isn't my cat. It's my granddaughter's cat." It was the most bizarre thing. And then she was with us for about 10 nights. And then she ended up, this is really crazy. She left actual cones that are construction cones, the orange ones. She left some cones in the backyard off the porch and asked if she could come back and get them later. And a chair that should have not even gone to Goodwill, but should have gone into the dumpster. It was so dilapidated and just, I would never in a million years sit on it. So I saw this because I went to the property also. So that was my 83-year-old Paula who told us every little thing about the property and then some. And then, oh yeah, and then she said she was going to, I mean, she can do whatever she wants, but she said she was going to turn us into the health department.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know why. So, yeah, you never know what kind of a gift you're going to unwrap with your guests.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was 9. Right?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so I'm 10. All right, so something that is, I don't think it happened to me this year, but maybe right before the year, 2019. So we have, I had somebody that's wanting me to sell their loan to them, like we'll call them a mom and pop creator. Like they just have a property and they sold it on land contract. And I'm engaging in the conversation with the person selling me the note, and everything's looking good. I give them pricing, everything's happy, and we start to move forward. They let the borrower know on the property that, hey, I'm selling this loan, blah, blah, blah. I'm just letting you know that you're going to be contacted by this person. And so they're going to be the new owner of the note. And instead of paying me, you're going to be paying them. He's thinking, all right, this shouldn't be a problem because he actually knows this person and he actually works with them. So I think this guy is the boss of the employee, and the employee happens to be the borrower of this house that the boss has sold to him, right, on land contract. And lo and behold, the borrower blows a gasket. I mean, this guy goes off the reservation. He's talking about suing his boss. He's talking about suing me. And he's talking about just like he's getting a lawyer involved. He was so determined that we are taking away all his rights and taking away his house, and we're going to sell it from underneath him and blah, blah, blah. Just like, whoa. So the seller calls me and is like, Justin, I'm sorry, but I'm not able to move any forward because this guy's threatening a lawsuit and, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. It's like, you know what? It's like, don't worry about it. I don't need this drama for this deal right now. So it's fine. But I had put obviously a lot of effort into it and get to that point and ordering due diligence and stuff, but it was just a debacle. That's the best way to put it.
Oh man, it sounds like
I've
it.
never heard of that in my entire life, of a borrower just going off the reservation and threatening to sue over, changing ownership of a contract. But that's what happened.
Wow. Wow. Fun times.
Yep. All right, Elizabeth, this is your last one.
All right. So I'm saving, this isn't the best, but
We can go an extra innings if we want to.
well, no, I'd like for this one to be I don't want anything else like this. We had I'm not gonna say exactly what, because it's super embarrassing, but we had a really unfortunate event. I will just call it an event, happen at one of our properties. And what's so interesting is I was cleaning on that Sunday. So Sunday's a big checkout day for us, obviously. So I have a little pre-team meeting with the cleaning team whenever we have a lot of cleans on Sunday. So I had that meeting. I was like, gang, I haven't heard anything. I think we should have all good cleans today. Let's go get it. And about 2 hours later, I get a message from somebody else on one of the platforms, a neighbor saying, Elizabeth, do you know about all the activity at your place last night? And so I messaged the guest and I was like, the neighbor just told me this, and this happened. And I mean, very, very extreme. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. My phone went dead. And I mean, the police were involved. I got a call from a detective that Sunday night. Very extremely major event.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, so that was, I do not want to ever unwrap a package like that again. But what was interesting, so my neighbor was super cool about it. Super, super cool. Way cooler than I would have been. So this is, we have several units at this place, and I sent a message. We have some longer term guests staying in the unit next door. So I sent them a message and I said, hey, I know there was a lot of disturbance last night. I just wanted to apologize. Please know we're making these changes. It will not happen again. And the guy, he's the CEO of the company. He has workers here working. And he's like, my guys didn't hear anything at all. And they were going in and out because we have remote locks. So I can see who's going in and out of the doors. Okay. So the guys were there. I don't know how they didn't hear what happened. Thank God they didn't. But yeah, so sometimes it's good that people are not paying attention to what's going on. I would just say that can be a Christmas gift.
Wow. I'll have to hear the whole story of that.
I will tell you off camera.
Okay, let's see. So number 12, the 12th debacle of real estate here between the both of us. Let's see. I got a couple run through my mind here. Let's see. I got a really silly one. It has to do with when you own some of these land contracts, the bank is going to be on the deed just while the borrower lives there, because until they pay the loan off in full, they get the deed transferred over to them. So sometimes there's like homeowners associations, there's, real estate taxes, and there's homeowners insurance and stuff that all could have the bank, the lender's name on it. So I'll typically get those tax notices and those, maybe if there's a code enforcement violation or if there's a homeowners insurance association stuff, the fees need to be paid. And then I'll typically scan them in and send them to my servicer for my servicer either to mail them out to the borrower or email the borrower and communicate to them that way. And so I believe it was a homeowners association fee for this. It was like a gated community, if you will. It was a gated community for, I think, manufactured homes, if that makes sense. So it was like this nicer area and more kind of a little bit more remote. So I think it's like on a lake or near a lake to where, it's just manufactured homes just work out better there as opposed to, largely built homes. Okay. So anyways, we send out this notice and stuff because I'm getting these assessments from not the system. I'm getting these bills from the homeowners association saying like, you owe such and such bill. And it's like, okay, get another one, send it off. Okay. Get another one, send it off. Okay. And I'm like telling the servicer, like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. Are they just not getting it? And like, yeah, we keep sending it to them in the mail. And we called them up and they said that they said their neighbor is taking the mail out of their mailbox. So they weren't receiving their mail. I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, can you come up with a better excuse than that? I mean, my neighbor is stealing my mail. Well, did you know that is a federal offense to go in someone else's mailbox that's not your own? I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, so that is the one that stuck in my mind. It's more funny. So it's not a big debacle, but it was just annoying to have to deal with. The small challenges of owning a long lane contract. So
you never know.
Yeah, so that was pretty good, Elizabeth. We had 12 little debacles in there off the cuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're really excited about the holidays. You know, spending time with friends and family, that's always a really good thing, taking some time off. And, you know, just want to encourage you all to also be thinking about your goals. So, you know, not only for next year, but in 3 years and 5 years as well. That's always a good thing to be doing this time whenever you get a little bit more time to actually stop and just think for a minute about where you want to be, where you want to go.
That's a great point, Elizabeth, because I can't think of a better time when things slow down enough just in the world in general and everyone, you know, is on kind of me time, if you will, for a few days. And that's exactly right. You should reflect on the future and just future pacing yourself of 5-10 years down the road, where you want to be, what you want to do.
That's right. So
I was going to say, this is episode number 23, and we are going to have one more episode for this season, season number 2, and we're going to end it with 24 episodes because I think we started late this year. We didn't get all 26 episodes in, but that's okay. We're still gonna be on for season 3 for all of our fans out there, our millions and millions of fans out there.
That's right. Put it out there.
Right, and don't forget to check us out on our YouTube channels as well to watch the video cast of any episode that we have. It's on Bright Path Notes YouTube channel and Elizabeth Mayora's YouTube channel as well. So, do you have any closing thoughts for today? I mean, you had a good start of your closing thought. Did you want to finish anything else, or?
No, just enjoy this time. Enjoy your friends and family.
Absolutely. Couldn't state that any better myself. So everyone, hope you have a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, and we look forward to having one more episode this season. We'll wrap it up, and then we'll start fresh in season number 3.
Woo woo! Thanks, everybody.
Episode 23. Until next time, see you guys.
Two Wealth Show is produced by Justin Bogard and Super E, sponsored by Bright Path Notes and Elizabeth Mayora. Thanks for listening and watching for our show.